Head over to BoardGamePrices.com to check out Fast Forward Fortune and thousands of other games. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today we're in the casinos at the slot machine trying to win a fortune. We're going to be trying to get 3 numbers that are going to allow us to win the round, but it's not always the highest numbers. Today we're checking out Fast Forward Fortune. This is from the Fast Forward series in North America from Stronghold Games. This is a style of games where you don't have to read rules, you learn the rules as the game goes. This is a simple family style card game. Let me show you how it works. I'll see you on the other side. So Fast Forward Fortune comes with this one deck of 90 cards, and you don't need to do anything. You just put the cards down, and you're going to just flip over and read the rules, as this just says, for 3 to 5 players. Select the start player, flip this over, and read the rules. You're going to go through. It's going to tell you what to do. Is, hey, on your turn, draw the topmost card to your hand, and keep going until you see something different. And as players are taking cards and doing what the rules say at the time, someone might take a card, it might say interrupt play, immediately read the back of this card. It's going to go through and it's going to start talking about different rules in the game and how you play and how you score and things like that. So the rules actually get taught as the game goes on, and that's pretty much how the game develops. So let me tell you in general what you're trying to do. So over the course of the game, you're going to be having up to 3 cards in your hand. And when it's your turn, you can either draw from here or take any one of the cards that are there. But then you always have to discard because you can only have 3. So different cards are going to be cycling in and out of here. And as soon as there's 6th place here, then that triggers the last round of the game where everyone will have one more turn. And then everyone's simply going to add up all the points in their hand. For example, at the end of the round, if I had this, I would just have 10 points. But you can see that if you have different things, sometimes you'll have different points, like higher numbers like 8 and 7. But there's different bonuses like this. This is only worth 2, but for each additional 2, you'd receive 9 bonus points. Or here, if you have 2 1s, then you'd receive 8 bonus points, but if you have 3 1s, you'd have 25 bonus points. So different cards have different actions that might change your score. Whoever has the most the most points at the end of each round is the winner of that round. Now, whoever has the lowest amount of points score in their cards will get rid of their cards. They'll actually go back in the box. So those cards will actually leave the game, and all the cards that people had played and all of these and the top 3 cards will get shuffled together, and you'll deal out 3 cards to everybody. So as you go through each round, you're going to be getting more and more new cards, but at the end of the round and during the game as people are possibly drawing from this pile. Now, I'm not going to show you too many more of the cards. I don't want to spoil the deck for you as you go through, but there are going to be different special rules that come up. Like, for example, 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind, and for every 2 identical cards or 3, you're going to get a certain amount of bonus points. If you have 2 in a row in your hand, you'll get 5. If you have 3 in a row, you'll get 12. And these different types of rules are going to be coming out. Anytime a new rule comes out, the old rule goes away, so your goal might be changing throughout the different games. Also, there's some action cards that have bells on them. When you play them, you actually have to take that specific action, and there's all sorts of different bonuses that will come up on different cards that make you change the way that you play the game. But that's pretty much it. You can stop playing anytime you want. It comes with a bag that the cards that have not yet been played get put in this bag. That way you can just start off again on the next time you play it. All right, I've been a really big fan of the Fast Forward series for quite a while, since it first came out with the original Fabled Fruit, and then last year they came out with some card games called Fear, Fortress, that I really enjoyed. So this is the next one in that series. What do I love about this series? The no rule reading. The fact that you can just give this game to anyone, they open up the deck, and literally the game teaches itself through rules that are on cards, and it just a little bit at a time, just kind of like lets it out there. And I think that's a really cool concept. It's one I really like a lot, and it's done well in this one too. And because of that, anyone can pick up and play this game. These Fast Forward games should definitely be in mass market stores because anyone can buy this little game. It's inexpensive. It doesn't take up a whole lot of shelf space, but they're good games, and anybody can just learn them and pick them up. And I think that's a great asset to this series. It's also a great gift for non-gamers. If you have people that sort of like Uno and they play those type of card games, this would be a great gift for a family that likes those style of games. So for this one, again, much like the other ones, it's simple and light, but it still gives you good things to think about, where you're basically having those cards of three, the hand of 3 cards, and you're trying to, most of the time, have the highest number, but with certain rules, sometimes you can't go too high. Sometimes lower numbers have abilities on them that allow you to actually get more or have a higher number than other players. And so it's interesting. You're trying to figure out what sets to make. Sometimes you're making runs, sometimes you're making duplicates, sometimes you're going for low numbers for the abilities. It's a cool little thing that it's very simple, but yet there's still enough going on to keep you engaged throughout the whole thing. It definitely has more depth than Uno, but it still plays to that same crowd. And when you get to the end of the whole thing, which is going to take 20 plus games, the experienced players could just shuffle the entire deck and play it just in random order, or you could sort of reset it from the start. Usually when I go through this deck, if everyone's played it, we'll just shuffle it up and just keep playing. But if no one's played it before, or there are people that haven't played, I'll just reset it up. It doesn't take too long to put them all in order and play it again through the whole thing. The only negative here is it is a very light game. So if you're a gamer, if you go into this with the right expectations that this is going to be, in that Uno crowd, but definitely a little bit more going on, I think you'll enjoy it. But if you're expecting this to be a Freedom and Freeze power grid card game, that's not what this is. So it might be a little bit too light for some, but if you go with the right expectations, I think you'll enjoy it. I did enjoy Fear, which was the one from last year. That's still my favorite. That one more than this, but they all sort of in the same realm. I didn't dislike this one, but I liked Fear better, but this one's still a good one in that series, and that's Fast Forward Fortune. Upgrade your gaming experience with Game Toppers, and until the end of the year, with the huge Christmas sale, get 15 to 20% off accessories, thematic mats, storage bags, and rail bundles while supplies last at GameToppersLLC.com.